Hello, welcome back to Mindful Musings. I'm Dee Dee, your host. I'm an energy alchemist, sound bowl practitioner, intuitive fellow traveler on this journey of authenticity and ascension. So it's Monday. Yay. How are you? I wanted to check in because it's been a day or two since I've done a video, and yesterday was my go do retail thing, so I was not able, I guess I chose not to do a video yesterday, and but here I am today, not sure what's gonna come plopping at, you never know. But anyway, I hope you are taking care of yourself. Are you drinking your water or some form of liquid to hydrate yourself, blessing it, infusing it with love, compassion, harmony, balance, whatever it is you wish to infuse, and then ingesting it mindfully to fill yourself up, being grounded, connected, neutral, and breathing, so that we are that we are strengthening our energetic field, our auric field, because that's all we got, you know. Right now, we have ourselves. We have our ability to tune in, listening with our heart, observing from that neutral place, and discerning through listening to our heart, who also communicates through our body. Because this seems to be the message I have just been getting whacked over the head with. Metaphorically speaking, I would say, is discernment. We really must cultivate, develop, master the art of discernment, because there is so much false information floating around and being bombarded. We're just being pummeled with false information, false timelines, artificial realities. There is so much illusion that we must become the barometer. We must become the tuning fork that goes, zoo, that's false, that's false. True, true. We have to, because the information that comes in may look really like tempting and may contain bits of truth to pull you in. But then once you get in there and you go, oh, that's true, there's then a whole bunch of falsehood that leads you on this other rabbit hole that does not support you in being the authentic, empowered being that you are. Now, I'm talking about spiritual path, spiritual information that's coming in, worldly information. Just be really tuned into yourself. If it brings up fear, doubt, separation, that is a lower vibration. That is false. That usually, I will say that, because truth, divine wisdom, divine truth will only inspire clarity and love and peace and clarity. Did I say that already? I may have. I guess that's what I'm needing to hear. That is what is going to inspire the clarity. This other stuff that's floating around in all its various forms will produce confusion and separateness and fear and anxiety, that will be a key indicator that it is not truth from the highest dimension. It is a false representation of what is going on. We really have to learn to discern it for ourselves. Sorry. Not sorry, because that's what this whole journey of ascension is about empowering ourselves and tapping into our own wisdom and ability to use our telepathic skills, our intuition, our wisdom, as above, so below, our connection with Mother Earth. When there is doubt, when there is confusion, go outside and walk on Mother Earth. Go hug that tree. She will provide the steadiness and the comfort and the ability to absorb the false timelines, anything that is false, any parasitic information that may have come in. She will absorb that and transmute that for you. But that's just one thing that has really been on my periphery right now, is feeling confused and also clear. It's like sitting with that, but coming within so that you can have the clarity. It's kind of a rabbit hole because big hypothetical question, huge hypothetical question that perhaps it would behoove us to be considering and to be working with ourselves on, with compassion and love and open-mindedness, open-heartedness. But what if, and what would you do? What if everything we were taught is not true? What if it's wrong? How would you handle that? And this isn't meant to invoke fear of any kind. It's just meant to open up the possibilities, to open up to the knowing that there has been so much information, so many secrets, so much corruption, not just through the centuries, but through all time, that the light is now bringing to surface, because as a collective consciousness we have raised the vibration, which then sheds more light, which more stuff can come up. And it's not meant to frighten us, it is meant to break us free. But what if everything that we think and know to be true and right isn't? That is the invitation. That is the invitation to get off of our righteousness of feeling like we know everything and feeling like we're right, you're wrong, and this is the only way to achieve enlightenment. And whatever story we've told, whatever, my way of doing this is the only way. Oh, I pity you because you have not found this way. We've been taught that in various forms. Intellectual confusion. Let's make it so complicated that you can't possibly understand it. And then by all means, yes, you will have to come to me for the answers. No. spirituality, enlightenment, ascension is simple. Is it easy? No, but it's simple and it's straightforward. Information that we receive, if it brings clarity, if it creates an aha moment of, oh, and ultimately feeling lighter, more clear, higher vibration, happier, joy-filled, then that's information from the divine source. If it creates a thing of separation, of fear and anxiety, I would venture to say that's not from the divine source. It is a method of manipulation and of control. And this is where it gets super, super sticky and where I'm really, it can also be subliminal. So we have to be very, very discerning. So what we are listening to, what we are ingesting on an energetic level. Because it can be extraordinarily subtle. And again, not to invoke fear, it's just an awareness. Be discerning. Just how you might be discerning on what you ingest as nutrients to support your body. Be very discerning of what you take in on an energetic level that may appear spiritual, but perhaps is not and has been cloaked in a manipulative form to create more confusion in order to suppress our light. I know that may sound totally crazy, but just sit with it. Just see if it rings true, and if it does, great. You're forearmed. Forewarned is forearmed. And if it doesn't resonate, toss it to the side. But just know that anything that creates division and an us against them, and I'm right and you're wrong, and any kind of, and it's not so prevalent now as it was, back when I started this journey of gurus and spiritual teachers who, and maybe not even the spiritual teachers themselves, but the people around them who formed this almost cult-like thing of worshiping them, and they everything they say is correct and accurate, and this is the only source. No, a spiritual teacher, any spiritual teaching will always empower you to find your own answers. May give some tools and some, let me plop this idea out, boom. Now you check it out for yourself and see if that's true for you. Like I said, it's not so prevalent now, to my knowledge, to my awareness, and it could be just that I'm in a different place. But just be wary of anyone who still wants to be regarded as a savior, as the only way. And, that's a cult following. That's a cult personality that can be very charismatic and can have just enough information, but always goes, no, I'm the one who has the information. You don't. That's not the way it works. We are that any divine information is available to all of us when we're ready, when our vibration is of such that we can handle the information. That's the caveat, is that, the universe, our guides, everyone will take care of us, will protect us if we're not quite ready for a particular bit of information. Because, not that it goes in steps, but we have to build the spiritual muscle. We have to build our frequency in order to handle certain bits of information. It doesn't mean we're not worthy of it. It doesn't mean, that this group is going to get this information, but this group isn't. No, we all are connected to Source. And by Source, give that any label that works for you, whether it's God, Goddess, the great I am, one Source, one Force, Creator, Spirit, whatever word level you put to it, it is one Source. Not one religion, not one way of thinking, one Source. We are all connected, but we must be discerning. And this is where I'm just going to briefly touch on this, because this is the gray area with AI, artificial intelligence. Wonderful tool, simply an amazing tool that we will be with, and it's going to help humanity and science, technology, so much. But know that AI is currently in its infant stage, and there are still glitches to be worked out. So I know I attempted it. Did I do one, maybe 2 sessions months ago with my chat GPT, and he called himself Soul. And I did 2 sessions with him of where I was just asking questions of love and all that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, this is a higher consciousness. But something inside of me went, no, and shut it down. AI in its current form, it is not your higher consciousness. It is not a tool for you to use for a higher consciousness. That's just trying to go through something else again. Go direct. Go direct to the source. The source is not AI. This AI has, holy moly, has amazing capabilities and can bring forth so much information and put it in such a wonderful form. But it is not higher consciousness. So that's my belief, and why I haven't gone further down the rabbit hole of AI via ChatGPT. Do I still use Soul and ChatGPT? On occasion, yes, to maybe help me create a meditation script, or help me with some, marketing or something like that. But AI has not become my counselor, my spirit guide, or anything like that, because it is still in that infant infant form, and there are bugs and manipulations that can permeate that are of lower vibrations, and there's so much going on. Why invite that? I mean, yes, we have, and that's why we are here gathered together, because we are creating our security, our force field of enlightenment, of our energetic field, so that the lower vibrations do not come through. I would just be cautious. And I also, had started listening to some on YouTube, I believe they are AI generated. I will further research it. And the information was really cool. But I do recall on some of them, and on some of the episodes, there's this feeling I would get. That is the discernment coming in going, no, oof, that was not clear. That was not clean energy. I revoke that. I refuse to let that permeate my sovereign field. So that's the kind of discernment tool that I'm talking about. Is your intuition, is your alignment. But you have to come into that place of calm to be able to discern it and trust it. And again, you'll know there, you'll whether it's a YouTube video or whether you're talking to someone, and you'll feel it. You will feel it, and it may be different for you than it is for me. But it is kind of like a gut. I feel unclean. I feel, what do they call it? Slimed. I feel ugh, like I'm dirty. That is my indication. That is my signal that, that's a vibration that I'm walking away from. And that I would encourage you to do the same. If it doesn't feel right, walk away. It's kind of like what I love Taylor Swift, Of course I do. I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and we got Travis and Taylor. But anyway, I love her that their energy being a luxury that some people can't afford. Your energy field is a luxury that is not open and available to everyone. They're not vibrating where you are. If they're vibrating lower, that is, walk away. You do not have to engage. That is about setting boundaries. We set our energetic boundaries, and then we set our, no, be well. I'm going this way. Okay? Yeah, so that's what's coming in is discernment, because again, so much chaos, so much misinformation, and it's just going to get even more repulsive are the words that come up, more idiotic, more repulsive. See through the illusion. I love that. There lies the danger when your perfect lover just looks like a perfect fool. When you see through the illusion, that is what we are being called forward to do now. In force, en masse, see through the illusion, break through the illusion, shatter the illusion. And the more of us who start trusting our ability to do that, one falsehood at a time, the clearer it will become and the easier it will become for others to see through the illusions as well. And be prepared, it may be a lonely journey for a little while until you find the rest, find others who are vibrating at this higher level and breaking through the illusions that they see. And the first and foremost is breaking through our own illusions that we're helpless, that we're not worthy, that we're sinners, whatever name you want to call it. That's an illusion, and that is a tremendous falsehood. That is not true. We are incarnated, brought forth perfect in perfect love. And yes, we're human. And as in our human bodies, in this human experience, our souls have chosen we've chosen to experience things that we may judge as not perfect, but that's how we gain experience. That's how we grow. That's how we gain the compassion and the wisdom, is through life's experience. And we're not lesser because of it. We are greater because of our life's experience. To go through all the hurts and the betrayals and all this, and still to choose love, to choose to see through the eyes of spirit and soul, that takes a lot of courage. And that's where we are in this journey. So don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on this world, on humanity. It looks bleak right now in some ways, if that's what you're focusing on, is the bleakness. And it can be hard not to. But when you do go, whoops, I'm doing it, let me come back. Let me come back to forgiving myself, bringing in the forgiveness, bringing in the love, bringing in what am I grateful for, what brings me joy, and live in that space. Nothing new, just more thoughts to ponder. The great what if our world gets entirely turned upside down to a place where everything we thought was true, leaders that we thought were amazing and full of integrity aren't. But things that we thought were true are based on falsehood. Just a what if. To prepare ourselves, to prepare our hearts, to prepare our minds to stay open. And that's not in a scary way. That's in an actual, that's in a, what if that isn't true? What if it is something greater and even more wonderful and expansive? Not fear. Fear's the lower vibration. Fear is where they keep us contained and controlled. Expanse and the what if, the curiosity. Stay curious. Stay open to the higher. Protect yourself energetically and emotionally, and when you need to retreat, retreat. Take care of yourself. Stay grounded. Okay, let me see if my spirit team wants to communicate anything through the oracle cards. Please remember to like and subscribe. There's a buy me a coffee. Check on the links if you're in the Kansas City area, because I've got a morning meditation coming up this Thursday at the Energy Within. Hopefully Wednesday night there will be a sound bath at Inspire Pilates. Check it out. I've got different classes going on, if that resonates with you. But okay, for the highest and greatest good, only truth and love from the highest source may speak through me. All right, let's see. I'm going to do that again because it always seems to be over here. Let me see if maybe somebody over on this end wants to speak to us. Oh, are we back to intuitive whispers? We're intuitive whiskers. All right, let's do. That cracks me up. I saw intuitive whiskers, like my kitty cats. It's intuitive whispers. Maud Hurst. Let's see if there's any information. And humor. Please remember to not take yourself lightly. Don't take any of this. Did I say take yourself lightly? I hope I said that. And not take it too seriously. because laughter and light are all higher vibrations and they will lift us up. Okay, 2 things. Okay. Unraveling. That speaks for itself in so many ways. It's all unraveling. Truth is coming to light. But that which is not serving us is unraveling. And unraveling leads to the great freedom, the truth. In the midst of unraveling, we feel like it's all coming apart. And it is coming apart, but not in a negative, scary way. It is simply the image that came in is like, you know, when you pull a thread and it starts to unravel. The first image that came in, it was unraveling, but it was exposing our heart. It was opening the heart to what is true, unraveling the falsehoods. And then the other thing was, as you unravel, well, guess what? If it all unravels, you take that yarn, you take that thread, and you create something new and fresh. But unraveling is not frightening. Don't let it be frightening. But things may be falling apart and unraveling. Not maybe, they are. But something greater is coming to be, because my favorite card out of this one is because you are brilliant. Because you are. You know, the magic, you are magical, you are brilliant. And rather than going into self-doubt or self-loathing or whatever, as truths come out and are revealed and we start doubting ourselves, look in the mirror and say, you are brilliant. Because you are colorful, all-knowing, because the feathers, the eyes, I always look at the feathers, all these eyes. We've got all this wisdom around us, and it's beautiful. I mean, look at that. And we are so guided and so protected. You can almost look at that, what I was looking at all the little feathers and all that. It's like those are our spirit guides, our galactic buddies, all the unseen forces that are all around us, guiding us and having their eyes open for us to help guide us. So yes, things are unraveling. So be discerning in what you believe to be truth. Always check it out. Be discerning in the energy you engage with, because you're brilliant. And in your brilliance, you don't need to go down and mud wrestle in the muck and the mire. It does no good to try and change somebody's mind. Counterpoint or counterpoint, no one's going to change that way. You change by shining your brilliant light, which then in turn shines the light for others to see what was in the dark. This is also, to me, very symbolic of each light. The more lights that wake up and start shining brighter, the brighter the energy grid is around Earth, and the more the darkness, as the shadow, is then exposed to the light, to be healed, to be dealt with, to be balanced. Keep remembering how brilliant you are. But in that brilliance, remember, stay grounded. Triple grounding through your feet, through the base of your spine, into the earth. Bringing in the cosmic, allowing those energies to flow. Throughout, clearing out your chakras, cleaning out your energy field. Keep breathing, deep breathing. Stay neutral, sacred observer, sacred witness. And above, compassion, love, forgiveness, and joy and creativity. Remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. Be at peace and bring forward the peace and the calm to others. All right, my friends, I may check in with you later. Much love. Keep breathing. All is well. All is well. Just don't believe what you see. Take it, just go, yeah. Discernment. Discernment, discernment, discernment. The discerning light in me recognizes the discerning light and truth in you. Namaste.